Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take the articles, the research, and the reports you've shared with us, and we try to distill that huge stack of source material down to what you really need to know.
And today's deep dive, it's all about fixing the foundation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're looking at what happens when the very systems we design, for science, for justice, for data, end up creating these perverse incentives or just amplifying our own biases.
Right.
Our mission today is to dig into three critical areas. First, the reward structure of scientific research. Then, how we regulate behavior and resolve conflict.
And finally, the huge challenges in just getting trustworthy data in the first place.
Okay, let's unpack this. So let's start with science.
Yeah.
We tend to think of it as this pure search for truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the sources you sent lay out this really compelling case that the career structure actually encourages, and I'm quoting here, rational scientists to adopt a research strategy that is to the detriment of the advancement of scientific knowledge.
That is a serious indictment, and it's because the whole system rewards volume and novelty.
So get papers out fast.
Get papers out fast. To get funding, to get promoted, researchers are pushed to conduct lots of small exploratory studies. And the key there is that they have low statistical power. They just need results, and they need them now.
What's the danger in that? In doing all these small, low-powered studies?
Well, the problem is statistical. If your study is underpowered, it can really only detect very, very large effects.
Okay.
So as the source material points out, the conclusions are highly likely to be wrong. It means most of what gets published is probably false. To get past that classic threshold, the p.05, the study has to find an effect that looks big.
But that doesn't mean the real-world effect is actually big or even there at all.
Exactly.
And that explains practices like p-hacking.
Right, where you have so much analytical flexibility that you can you can nudge the data until you find something statistically significant, even if it's completely meaningless.
So what's the fix? How do we get around that?
Well, the consensus on the statistical side, from researchers like Button and others, is moving beyond that simple significant or not binary. The community needs to demand high-powered studies, not just to find an effect, but to provide much greater precision in estimating the actual size of that effect.
Why is precision so much more important than just hitting that p-value mark?
Because precision is shown by the confidence interval.
Right.
If that confidence interval, the range where the true effect is likely to be, is really narrow, you can have a lot of confidence in the finding. But if it's super wide, your result could be anything from a huge effect to something totally twisted.
Got it. So it's about knowing how certain you are.
Yes. By focusing on effect size and confidence intervals, you can see if a finding is actually robust and important, or if it's just a statistical blip.
And if we connect this